What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to an episode of Birthdays, the beginning. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we go to take a look at our pet alligator. I do like gator. Gator's delicious. If gator hadn't evolved, I can't eat gator. And that bums me out because gator is goddamn delicious. I don't know if you guys have ever had gator, but gator is probably one of the most succulent, delicious meats you will ever experience. It's incredible. Like, seriously, there's no complaints from me when it comes to gator. If you haven't had the chance to eat gator, go to a gator farm. Go to a gator farm and see if you can get yourself locked in on some alligator, because I have a real difficulty in this game navigating directions. I sincerely do. Where's this gator at? I'm gonna have to go into view mode, aren't I? I'll find him. I'll find him. Are you the new thing? You can't be the new thing. You're not a new thing. The new thing is over here. Is it a plant? It's gonna be a lame-ass plant, isn't it? Where's my gator at? It said that I got a gator over here. It said we evolved alligators, and so... Do you see anything in front of us? Oh, he's up on the mountain right here. The gator of the mountain. Welcome, mountain gator, to existence. I hope you enjoy this wonderful land that I, a benevolent god, have created for you. Adapted to cool temperatures, it waits patiently for prey such as Splattercat to approach the river. Nom 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 nom. And then he eats his face off. Eats his face off. But yeah, gator's delicious. You should definitely try yourself a little bit of gator. In the previous episode, we have been fiddling around with the possibility of raising the temperature ever so slightly by messing with some of our shallows over here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. If we can get up to like 35°C, I'll feel a lot better about our chances of keeping things trucking. We do have some bigger critters that are starting to propagate in the ocean over here. Hadn't played around with it too much. These are in the shallows, so they're going to die. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, we still have, like, I wasn't expecting to still have stromatolites at this point in the game. Stromatolites went extinct. I don't think they still exist. But you can find stromatolites in rock. They look like little tube star things. They're pretty awesome. Pretty beautiful little creatures. I've got them in my garden right now. I told you about that before, but I hiked probably a torso-sized obelisk down from a mountain in Nevada and put it in my garden. And so there's stromatolites in the garden just hanging out doing their thing. Doing their thing. Let's go back up to the top. And in this episode, we're going to try and do some fairly focused evolution on Mammoths and Mammoths variants. I want to have elephants out of the way. And so we're going to work on elephants today until we get down to the end of their evolutionary tree. Once that works out for us, I think life's going to be pretty good. Alligators are on the rise. I was right. By creating more habitat for our mammoths, we've ended up with a lot more of them. And so that makes me pretty happy. It does look like we're going through a temperature fluctuation right now, so you should expect that some of our creatures are going to die off. And that's just the way that it's going to go. That's the way that things happen. And then they'll all bounce back and return once the temperature stabilizes. Most of it seems to be relegated to ocean and plant life right now, and that's probably due to the huge amount of variation that I just did to the ocean, where it got a lot deeper. Not going to be able to do much about that. This playthrough is probably not going to be super ocean-focused, just because the interesting stuff to me happens on land. I've never been a giant ocean fan. Marine biology has never been that thing that I've been excited about. Dimetrodon has managed to bounce back, which is pretty cool. Alligator has looked like it has hit its population cap, so let's jump back in, and we're going to evolve ourselves some mammoths. Let's see what we can do with our little Mammoths over here. Mammoths, how you doing, pal? You still up here? You still doing your thing? That extra space? Yes, indeed. Oh, I thought that alligator ate that cat. I was like, holy shit, dude. That's brutal. That's pretty metal right there. I'm just saying, Mammoths, if you would like to evolve, I'm going to throw a couple of those on you. And we'll see if we can get modern elephants in this playthrough. If we can, that sounds pretty fantastic to me. If we can't, well, we will adapt the world. So we've got... Loxodonta, and we've got M. Trogontheri. Let's go take a look at them. They're probably just color variations of what we already have, but I'd like to see them if I can. If they've popped up somewhere else, then we'll deal with that when we get to it too. Where, pray tell, have they popped up? It looks like two of them. So we've got one over here. So yeah, we've actually got ourselves a modern pachyderm over here if you like elephants. Cool stuff. We'll capture him very quickly and see if that results in a level up. Native to the savanna, the elephant differentiated from Mammoths as Homo erectus propagated. However, it lost most of its hair in the process. Yeah, hair tends to be kind of a downer when you're living in a place that's super hot and spicy. And then we've got ourselves one of those brickhead mammoths over here that's got that big old protuberance on the top of its head like it jumped out and hit its head on a shelf. A Mammoths that went to cold, dry plains in search of food. He's probably not going to make it. Don't think he's going to make it because we don't have any cold, dry plains. We have like this little area right here, but this still counts as lowlands. And so we don't have any particularly cold areas that are around over here. I mean, we might be able to do something with it, but I have my doubts. I think he's probably going to pop in and pop out very quickly. We'll see. Yeah, and so both of those died off pretty quickly just because we don't have the place that they need in order to survive. Pachynortheus has dropped out now. It's a bummer, but we collected them and we got them onto our tree, and so creating a cold space would require me to deplete this area right here. So if we wanted the cold plains, what I would have to do is I would have to take one of these little areas over here, and I would have to get rid of our heat stone on this side, which is keeping us right at the sweet spot that we need for dinosaurs. At least I think that it is. We can look and see what happens with dinosaurs over here if we drop them down to 35°C, but I think most dinosaurs have a birth temperature of like, yeah, they need to have... They'll be barely inside of it if I drop that heat stone, and so I think we'll see a big die-off of our dinosaurs, which is a bummer. I don't think that's something that we want to see here. I would like to see these guys, but they need a crazy high birth temperature for these guys to show up. So he's in the hot seas if we wanted to get ichthyosaurs over here. Okay. And this guy's going to require crazy heat in order to exist. Like, he needs 50°C in order to, like, be birthed. That's pretty rough. 50°C is up there. I could play around with it, and I see no problem actually trying to do something different over here. We could drop a bigger heat stone and just kind of see what happens. I assume most of these things will survive, but they might die off. Let's see what their upper adaptation of their tree is looking like if we don't have that. So with the upper adaptation of their tree, they can survive in 55. We'll probably lose this little guy right here, Parchaeoraptor. We'll lose him. They'll be all right. Let's give it a go. I mean, we've got to play around with new ideas because we've hit a roadblock here. So until we play around with new stuff, we got to wait and see what happens. So we've got Leptotyranno. He actually showed up almost instantly after we wanted him. And so we'll see what happens with Leptotyranno over there. The rest of them sort of taking a hit. Sort of. So we've got two new things right now. We've got a new Tyrannosaur, which seems to have propagated from the very high heat that we generated over here. That steam heat. Oh, we've got what looks like a new flyer over here, maybe. So what am I looking at? Well, let's go into view mode. It tends to be easier this way. So we've got this guy right here, I think is one of them. No, he's not? Are you one of them? Well, what am I looking at then? There's something around here that's new. Oh, it's this little guy right here. Hey, what's up, little buddy? A Leptotyranno. You look like the baby version. A smaller Tyrannosaurus that appeared in scorching hot savannas. Its capacity for violence is not lessened, and it will even attack larger creatures. Cool stuff. And then we've also got something that has sprung from the mountaintop over here. Let's go have a look at him. After we get done with the dinosaur tree and the mammoth tree, my estimation is that we'll probably play around with, is it this butterfly right here? We got a new butterfly, an upland cold-adapted butterfly. Oh, it's in the uplands with hot climates. Okay. That's cool. And then what is this up here? This is actually highlands. So there's uplands and there's highlands. Okay. I didn't know that those were differentiated at all. That's cool. Now that I know that the cursor comes back whenever I do that part too, we'll drop that right there. And now that we've got a scorching hot area that has birthed the thing that I want, I'm a little curious. Let's check our evolution charts here, and what do I want to hit next? I'm a little bummed out that we didn't get to keep our pachyderms. We didn't get to keep our elephances. We also don't have turtles. And so we need 45°C for these to be birthed, and they come directly from this guy over here. So let's take Dimetrodon and see what we can spawn from Dimetrodon in order to fill out our charts. I'm only really interested in just completing the chart. They don't have to exist long term. I just want my chart to be successful, you know what I mean? I'm like a doctor with all these charts out here. I'm not a doctor. You don't want my medical advice. My medical advice is just like, I don't know, cut it off maybe? That might help. It seemed to work in the 1800s. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Did Dimetrodon die off? Did I kill all my Dimetrodons? No, there's one right there. I was going to say, there's got to be a Dimetrodon around here. We'll get him. I'll call him Dimitri, the Dimetrodon. There it is. We'll jump back up to the top, and we'll see if we can get him to go in an interesting direction with his evolution. So we've got Odontocalis, Odontocalis, whatever you say. I think this guy is the one that we need in order to evolve the next thing down the tree. So let's find him very rapidly. He's in the ocean, actually. What's he doing out in the ocean? What's going on? Oh, he's like a little floaty lizard thing. Hey, buddy! Oh, you eat that fish. It's a shellless turtle. That's pretty sweet. So what does he like? 36 to 46. We've more or less got that. So it looks like he preys on ceratite. And so it appeared after Dimetrodon disappears. So Dimetrodon either was responsible for this thing showing up, so it's in its evolutionary path, or B, whatever Dimetrodon needed to survive slowly changed, and the ones that were able to digest or eat or survive in whatever changed became those over there with their little turtle shell on their tummy. On their little tummy space. Cool. Fun stuff. Let's jump back up to the surface, and whereas I'm tempted to actually beeline this guy for evolution too, just in case he dies spectacularly and instantly, I think, yeah, let's just do it. What do we have to lose? I mean, I'll throw that on him. We'll try to throw this on him as well, though I'm having trouble targeting him there. And this may take us down the turtle tree. It's turtle time! Teenage Mutant Ocean Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ocean Turtles. Turtles in my ocean, super rad. Alright, so we got two more things over here that are probably our turtle tree finishing off. So we've got one guy over here. And that's going to be, oh, it's just a different variation of color. Alright, so we'll capture him very quickly. And then hopefully we'll find ourselves turtle/tortoises on this side. I get sidetracked. I know I said I was going to work on... there's our turtle right there. We've actually got a turtle. So what does he need to make it? How are we doing, turtle? How you doing today? You feeling good about existing? He needs 41 to 51 C. That's rough because I can't give him that. However, maybe he'll live? I don't know. This game throws me for a loop sometimes, where sometimes things I think are going to die instantaneously live, and other things that I think I've prepared for do not live. So let's just see what happens. If they explode into being and they end up being very popular, well, then that's great. It actually looks like... I don't see Protostega on the list anywhere. Oh, Protostega is actually propagating. Good. So we've got turtles moving on up, being turtles and shit. Finally found our piece of the marsh. Alright, so we've got turtles and stuff over there. That's pretty sweet. Let's continue down our path here. I'm going to start targeting in this episode and trying to get the things that I want. So if we can get turtles to do their thing, it looks like we've got Piloplatycarpus is doing okay. We've got some more alligators down here that we could fiddle around with that actually evolve from the alligator and then ultimately do not make it. That's a crocodile. And so this is a crocodilus that apparently existed for a little while and just couldn't seal the deal. So with the blue guy, Proganochelys, we need him to evolve, and we need our turtles to evolve. So let's get on that path. Turtle evolution, it is rad. Turtle evolution, do you want to evolve, little baby turtles? Where are the baby turtles? It looks like they moved on us. Alright, baby turtle, where'd you go? Baby turtle, where you hiding at? Adorable baby turtle, where are you at? Oh, shit, I'm gonna have to go look for him now. Ah, there's our adorable baby turtle. He's hanging out over here. So let's get him mutated. We will get him evoluted. And then the other thing that we wanted to mutate and evolute was the blue thing that was living in the middle of the ocean. Our little blue lizard guy over here. Yeah, there he is. So let's throw that on you. It can be quite difficult to target these sometimes when there's like a depth difference. There we go. We got him with both, and so we should see a nice little bit of adaptation here. So we've got Calcarostega, and we've got the modern marine turtle. Very nice. So we've got ourselves a little bit of Onu action over here. If you don't know, Onu is what we call them in Hawaiian. My family's Hawaiian. Onus are incredibly sacred to Hawaiian people. Like, they are dope shiggity shwa. We like them a lot. So there it is. It's a marine turtle, a turtle that swims freely in cool waters that appeared after the extinction of Protostega. Now, he's on the edge of being killed because his adaptation temperature is probably too high. Hopefully, he'll migrate somewhere a little bit better for him. I can't guarantee that he will, but I hope that he will, because if he don't, he gonna go real quick. And then here's our other little turtle adaptation right here. So if you're a turtle fan, I've got you covered. We did all the turtles in this episode. We are done with turtles. Whether they live or die or exist or don't exist, it doesn't matter anymore because we have collected them the way that we want to collect them. I'm going to fly around for a minute, grab myself some of these little orbs that are floating around because we are running low on evolution supplies. So there it is. We can't just run down to the evolution supply store to get this. Amazon.com hasn't evolved yet. We haven't created that because we don't have humans. Now that we've got our turtles done, let's take a look at our library here. Oh, turtles are not done, actually. We've got shelled reptiles, and we've got leatherback sea turtles. Where do we get, where do we end up getting... Where do we end up getting our tortoises from, I wonder, and I ponder. We have no Diplocaulus left, so getting back to... So Diplocaulus lives in cold shallows. That's why we can't get him, is because we're using our stone to prop up dinosaurs right now. Okay, going down this tree, we probably end up with whales and stuff down this way. Good sweet Jesus. What the hell is that thing? Carcharodon Rex. Huh, Carcharodon Rex. Alright. If we go this way, we can end up with... We don't have any of those left, though, unfortunately. We do have some of you left, though, which means we can get back to these brachiopods over here. Those ones become just more seashells and shit. Okay, I don't care about that. This tree right here seems really interesting. I kind of want to know what that is. Oh, these are fake creatures down here. The Grand Watcher. Okay, so that's a fake thing. That doesn't exist. All this stuff up here is real, but the thing at the bottom was birthed by the cube, or so it says. Alright. I mean, if we have you guys left, we can definitely, with Andriolepsis, we can try and move this down the tree a little bit, although these mostly look like they want seawater that's cold and seawater that's hot. Let's maybe stick to the task right now, which is messing with them turtles. So let's find the marine turtle, and let's see if we can differentiate him slightly. So marine turtle was over here. Use a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then we'll jump back up to the surface. And marine turtle, you want to become the end of the turtle line, the end of the turtle chain. So we've got Tetsudini and we've got D. Coracea. Those are the two that we were targeting, I think. And so we'll find those quickly. So one is on land, so this is going to be a land turtle over here. Oh, there he is! Look at him in all of his little turtley glory. That's right. He's like, I got a shell. A hard exterior, but I'm soft on the inside. Everyone loves turtle. And there's our level up to 16, finally. Finally made our level up to 16. It looks like we can actually terraform even larger now, crazily enough. You are not the creature that I'm looking for. Modern marine turtle, where are you at? Ah, there you are. So there it is. We've got D. That's the leatherback sea turtle. We're done with turtles right now. We're all finished off. We'll jump back up and out, and we'll find another project to work on. Now that we're all up and out with turtles, I'm not a giant turtle fan. I had a turtle when I was a kid. We called it Houdini because it could escape from anything you put it inside of. Houdini was a particularly intelligent amphibian. Reptile, whatever the shit turtles are. Particularly intelligent. Houdini, you know how every now and again you get a pet that's just like smarter than the rest? Like maybe you've had like 10 cats over the course of your lifetime, and like one or two of them were like vastly smarter than the other cats. Well, Houdini was vastly smarter than a lot of the other... Let's get bears next. I want bears next. We'll go for Andrew Sarkis, who's doing okay, and we'll see if we can get some bears in here. Houdini was particularly smarter than most other turtles. Houdini could climb. Houdini would chew holes in things. Houdini would find ways through, like... Houdini lived in a pond in my backyard. Houdini would find his way through holes. He would chew a hole in the pond until he got to the pipe that filled the pond, and then he would use the pipe to get out and be, like, in the street in the front yard. Houdini was always pulling off some new stuff. Until Houdini got eaten by... So we thought that Houdini died. We didn't know what happened to Houdini. Houdini disappeared for like a year. And then we found in our yard a deep little turtle-shaped trench where apparently Houdini had been hibernating? I don't know. Houdini went deep down into a hole and just lived there for like a year. And then sprung out one day and was in the pond and was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like 3 times as large as he was before. And then Houdini escaped one day and the Dalmatian found him. The Dalmatian ate Houdini. But the Dalmatian did not eat Houdini good. He did a very poor job, and so upon eating Houdini, Houdini survived. We took Houdini to the vet. The vet then decided that Houdini needed to be rebuilt. Bigger, faster, smarter, stronger. And so the doctor rebuilt Houdini a shell out of plexiglass and reassembled our disassembled, destroyed turtle out of just like random robo parts. Like legitimately we had a turtle with like a prosthetic leg and like a plexiglass shell and like half of his face scarred off. He was Robo Turtle. This thing was essentially Robo Turtle. And he lived for a while as Robo Turtle until once again he decided to attack the dog, bit a chunk out of the dog's leg, and then the dog then decided to finish off Houdini. And that was the end of Houdini, the evil turtle that lived in our backyard that could escape from really any situation that you put him in. That's the story of Houdini. Houdini was a unique creature. I had a particularly smart cat, too, named Jesse. Oh, cool. We've got like a big red panda thing over here who looks kind of angry. I'll be honest, he looks like he's plotting something. What does he need? He needs colder areas. It emerged from Andrewsarchus, an enormous sloth. Okay. So his birth temperature is not proper. He's probably going to die off pretty quickly, I think. I don't think he's going to make it, but we've unlocked him for right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at these other bears that we have running around, since apparently I've decided to spawn Dwight's worst nightmare. We've got a new wolf over on this side. Cool stuff. He's very fast in spite of its large build. It appeared as Andrewsarchus and Dryptopithecus were propagating. Okay. So he showed up with monkeys, apparently. And then we've also got some kind of, like, badass lowland bear that lives in a river over here. Ursus spalaus. Or Spalaeus, a bear that lives in cool climates on a diet of leaves and grass. He's probably not going to make it either because, let's be honest here, he's right next to our heat stone, which is probably going to blow his punk ass up. Now that we use that to get, I mean, that was mostly just so we could get this little Tyrannosaur over here. If I use let me jump out here, and let's evolve this Tyranna guy down here so that if he dies, we don't really care. We've already gotten to the end of his line anyways. And so we'll throw a couple of those stones on him. We'll jump back out. And let's see what happens here. I'm hoping those bears migrate instead of just dying in droves. But I think they're probably going to die in droves. So a problem. We can't have dinosaurs and mammals at the same time, I don't think. We're going to have to lower the global temperature in order for mammals to be okay. That's creating a problem for us because right now I'm keeping everything very warm to keep dinosaurs up and living because I love dinosaurs and they're like, everybody loves dinosaurs. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? Dinosaurs are like the rock stars of the paleobiological world. But dinosaurs are going to have to go in order for us to have mammals. I hate to tell you, but that's just the way it's going to have to go down. We're going to have to shift the temperature vastly downwards in order for this to work out. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my heat stone over here. Not much of an option there. We pull the heat stone. That's going to drop that down by 20 degrees. On this side, we're going to need a lot more land. A lot more land if we're going to start shifting things in that way. So let's start making some highland plains areas over here. We'll have a river that runs through it, and we'll make like maybe a Grand Canyon type deal. Might be kind of cool. Wow, the HP loss on that though. Holy shit, we're losing HP. That looks pretty good. What I'd like to do is actually make a river run through this though, so that it looks somewhat real and accurate. We'll pass some time for a minute so I get some HP back. We may have some things come back once we lower the temperature of the planet, but I think dinosaurs are going to have to go extinct for us to really have, like, certain things. I mean, we can try and rush and create, like, a special circumstance where one thing survives and the other thing doesn't, but I'm not clever enough for that. Leptotyranno, probably not going to make it. Tyrannomimos, probably going to suffer. Both of those were very hot air creatures. So let's jump back in here. And actually, pulling that heat stone had nothing to do with anything that I was doing. So I'm just going to redrop it, I think. Oh, nope, wrong thing. Go back. Go back! I need you to, yep, descend back upon the earth with your godly self. Descend back upon the earth with your godly bad self. Alright, so I need... We'll drop a flamestone right here, just to prop that environment up while we mess with this environment over here. Because I'm going to create a highland. We're going to go up a little bit. Up a little bit. This may have unintended consequences. Fair enough, but I think I can live with it. Now we'll drop this down to this size. And we'll get our river to flow through this because I'm a fan of accurate topography. I would like to have topography that sort of reflects what we're doing over here. We'll have like a river. Looks good. We'll drop this off right here. We'll probably shift our temperature back up by doing this too. There we go. Isn't this a relaxing game, though? This game is really relaxing. It's kind of a zen game, in all honesty. It's a game that you can play for hours and just lose track of time because, like, it's fun. And it's fun and kind of like a family-friendly, like, you don't have to worry about it kind of way, you know what I mean? Like, nothing outlandish or nothing dramatic is going to happen in this game. It's all you kind of just working things out and figuring out, you know, how you want things to work. Now with erosion, these would be a little bit lower on the sides, but they'd still be there. And so that looks good. We'll create like a little channel right here. Very nice. And perfect. We'll leave that project where it is right now because we got to get some health back. Now that I put the heat stone back, dinosaurs over there should kind of bounce back. Maybe. Unless I've just disrupted their ecosystem too heavily. Ah, we've got Dryopithecus. What the hell is Dryopithecus? That's got to be some kind of monkey or some kind of Dryopithecus. Where are you at? That's got to be some kind of monkey or some kind of actual. We may be moving. Yeah, there he is right there. But if we're into the Pithecus branch where we've started naming things Pithecus, that means we are on the path to humans. Monkeys adapted very quickly, largely just due to the fact that they're incredibly intelligent and they're hard to kill. They learn very rapidly. They're prone to migration. They have large ranges that they live inside of. And so tough to kill because they will bail out and they'll be like, I'm going somewhere else. On top of that, they're incredibly intelligent. They're great at finding food. They're great at avoiding predators. They're also pretty good at outcompeting predators and just eating food sources. Pretty cool stuff. But we're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for Birthdays at the Beginning, where we were fiddling around with some elephants. We're trying to keep dinosaurs alive while at the same time trying to build an area off to the left where we can start to adapt mammals, because we need a cold environment for mammals to happen. And so I'm thinking, by and large, a big chunk of the left-hand side of the map that you're seeing right now, so the northwestern chunk of the map is just going to become all mountains so that we can lower the temperature of the planet. And then we'll run a river through it. That'll help set it off a little bit. We'll have like a little area in the middle where you're seeing all those brachiosaurs right now. Once the brachiosaurs are all nice and settled in, that'll be the dino area. The mountains and whatnot will kind of be like the highland area, where we'll start to evolve some of our mammals and our wolves and our bears and things like that. But until next episode, I will see you all later. Thanks for stopping on in. It's been fun, everybody. Bye!